David, thank you very much for accepting
Thank you, David.
to talk with us. I'm delighted to know that you're in Paris. Here we're actually in a workshop where you do your own prints when you visit Paris. Is that right?
Exactly right. This is a 150-year-old print shop called Idem Printing Studios, and Idem and Patrice Forrest runs this place, and it's got the greatest mood. It's the real deal. The stones here are stones that Picasso and Matisse, Miro, lots of, the greats worked on these same stones.
Wow.
So it's got a great history and mood, and ideas just really seem to flow here.
And so my understanding is that you came to Paris to promote a movie that you did with the Dior house.
A short film that I did for Dior, and it will be on the internet. It was built for the internet. It'll be on the internet in May. And so I'm here doing some PR for that, and printing as well.
That's right. As part of your deal with Dior, you made sure that you could come to this place every day to do some of your own prints.
Pretty much every day, yes, yes.
Excellent. Well, I'm very interested in the fact that some years ago you became, in addition to everything else you're doing, but the movies and your art, you became very interested in meditation.
Right.
Can you tell us how this interest grew and what started it and what happened at the beginning?
In the 60s, I always say, the same story, but I was not one bit interested in meditation. I'd hear about it, it seemed like a fad. I just wanted to work, and meditation seemed like a kind of a waste of time. Then I heard this phrase, true happiness is not out there, true happiness lies within. And I remember hearing this and thinking about it, that it had a ring of truth. But they don't say where the within is, nor do they tell you how to get there. So it was a very frustrating phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Then, when I was working on my first, I don't know what happened first, but I suddenly thought that maybe meditation is a way to go within and find that inner happiness. So I started looking into all different kinds of meditations, asking people questions, reading things, and then I was working on my first feature, Eraserhead, and I remember being in what we call the food room. I was at the American Film Institute, 55-room mansion in the best part of Beverly Hills, and I had been able to take over the stables area down below. Mm-hmm. Hayloft, stables, garages, maids' quarters. I had the whole thing for my little mini studio. I had all the equipment I could dream of. And I had such a setup, and I thought I should be the happiest person in the world. And I looked inside, and the happiness was on the surface. Nothing inside. I thought, this is very strange. And that made it even more, this finding this happiness within, more powerful need. And around that time, my sister called, said she'd started Transcendental meditation, and I heard a change in her voice, more happiness, and more self-assuredness. And then she told me more about it, and the things she said, boom, bells went off, and I said, that's what I want. And that's what I got in 1973, meditating twice a day for almost 37 years now.
So shortly after your sister described her experience, knowing that you were on this path of seeking, you were a seeker, and you were looking for this, you had a conviction already that there was happiness deep in there, it had to be found. Mm-hmm. You were looking for the path to it, and your sister's experience triggered your interest in one particular way of getting there, which was transcendental meditation at the time. Can you tell us a few words about how you characterize transcendental meditation?
Yes. Transcendental meditation is a mental technique, ancient form of meditation brought back, for this time, by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Transcendental meditation is like a key that opens the door to the transcendent, deepest level of life. Transcendent is got many, many names. One of them is ocean of pure consciousness. Another name for the transcendent is the unified field, discovered by modern physics. Unity of all the particles and forces of creation. Oneness, the source, the absolute, totality, the reality, kingdom of heaven which lies within, the Tao, transcendent, transcendental consciousness, constitution of the universe, being, all these names for this one field which is unbounded, infinite, eternal. Always been there, it's there now, we're in the middle of it, and it will be forever. And a human being can experience this transcendental field, this ocean of pure bliss consciousness. And every time you experience it, you infuse some. So you expand. Whatever consciousness you had to begin with, it begins to expand. It's an ocean of infinite intelligence, infinite creativity, infinite happiness, bliss.
And the idea is to try to get there with
Not
the technique.
try to get there.
It's to get there with the technique.
You get there with this technique, which is easy and effortless. It's not a form of concentration nor contemplation. You get a mantra. Maharishi's mantra turns the awareness within. Once turned within, you naturally dive through subtler levels of mind, subtler levels of intellect. At the border of intellect, you experience unbounded consciousness. And it's natural because each deeper level of mind, each deeper level of intellect has more happiness. They say more charm. You just slide and go within and transcend. And it's easy and sublimely beautiful. It's this transcendent is the splash of experience of that is bliss. So beautiful. And you're in neuroscience, and now from brain research, they see on the EEG machine when a person truly transcends, experiences this unbounded, ocean within, the full brain is engaged. Total brain coherence, they call it. And it's the only experience in life that does that. So every time you transcend, you're gaining more and more total brain coherence. And many, 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 many other things happen that benefit the human being.